The inspiration was the soldier with these American flag wings that came out to go across the whole wall.
And the idea of doing a memorial to some of the fallen officers was the priority.
Anyone that drives through Green Cove Springs gets to see that wall and is able to enjoy its beauty.
The idea of the mural to dedicated towards fallen officers, I love the fact that they wanted to honor Ben on that.
And you hear HQ calling for Ben, no answer, no answer. And about that time when somebody said there was a motor down.
He hit the trailer that the truck was pulling head on.
We did what we were supposed to do.
When I first saw him on the wall, I was amazed. I got chills. I just couldn't believe that someone cared so much to do something so beautiful and so awesome to remember first responders.
And we found the guy. Ultimately, he was bit and apprehended. And it was a great feeling.
We were married for 21 years before he passed away from occupational cancer.
He had stage 4 stomach cancer, and it was a very sad time.
Every time I was with him, I wanted to do everything with him instead of other friends or family. I got to spend a lot of time with him while he was sick. I'm glad I got to have him while I did. The day before Thanksgiving, he took his last breath.
In many ways, this has been part of the healing process for the members of our agency, having this beautiful tribute right here near our headquarters.
I just felt honored to paint the fallen. That's what I do for a living. For 30 years, I've been painting memorial portraits.
That whole process of going from the original concept on paper to gridding it up on a wall this size and watching the whole thing come to fruition as a reality is so exciting.
All right, and let's see if we can go over here to the green room here and see if we can get Steve out of the green room so he can tell us about this awesome project that he's got going on. How you doing this morning, man?
Hey, good morning.
Can you see us, hear us okay?
Much better now.
Okay, good. Yeah. He was in the green room. He was like, man, it's choppy. It's this, that. I'm like, I think it's because you're in the green room right there. But anyway, Steve Janowicz, is that how we pronounce your name?
That is correct.
Wow.
It's funny because last week when you had Ashley on, she said some other name that didn't have letters in it.
Yeah, well, we had to practice that at the Tiki Bar this morning before the show to make sure we had it right, But first of all, we want to welcome you to Sunday Mornings with the Tiki Man. Finally, after, 2 or 3 months of us talking about this, and we finally get you on the show, and every once in a while something comes along and we focus on positive vibes, and sometimes that kind of takes us in different directions or whatever. But this is a pretty cool project, and for a guy who's hanging out with Leonard Skinner last night and taking pictures and doing this and doing that, tell us a little bit how you got involved with this.
Well, how it started is I do some media work on a volunteer basis for an organization called St. Michael Soldiers. That's the shirt I'm wearing here. It's a wonderful, wonderful organization, and they make care packages and they send them out to the troops, and they feed first responders, and they help so many who serve. And it's an honor for me to serve, for them.
Sure.
And what I did is I went out. They commissioned a mural in Green Cove Springs on the side of a building. It's quite an extravagant, beautiful piece of art. It's a landmark now that memorializes 4 of the county's fallen. And they asked me to go out and do some. They were doing a dedication to the wall, and I went out and I set up a few cameras and I captured that, and then after that I went down to Spring Park, which is about a block away, to interview some of the families and some of the people involved. And honestly, Danny, it just reached into my heart and grabbed me.
Sure.
Once I started hearing the stories, I dug in. I went to Jim and Kathy Signorelli, and I said, hey, I think I want to do more with this than just what you asked. I think I want to do some kind of feature on this. And one thing led to another, and next thing you know, I had a couple hours worth of footage I had captured, and interviews were after interviews, and I felt like, God chose me to do something here.
Sure.
And, that's where They Are the Heroes was born. I created my first feature documentary. And these people here over my shoulder, they spoke to me. And I'm really proud that I was chosen to do this. And, it's continuing, actually. After I finish with this film, I've decided that I'm going to go on and create They Are the Heroes, the series.
Oh, nice.
And where I'll be able to, everything now is a series. You get on Netflix or Hulu and 10 episodes, 20 episodes of, seasons of different things. And nobody else is doing it, and I feel like it's my calling, and I think these stories need to be told.
Yeah, it's interesting that you kind of get wrapped up in your own life, and something comes along, and everything that you've been doing and working on gives you an opportunity to help somebody else. We get a lot of messages and we still get letters in the mail and stuff from people that say, you really helped me through a hard time, with what you guys do. And that always makes it more powerful when you can really make an impact on somebody. And a lot of things that you're involved in, whether it's a song, or a documentary like you just did, or pictures. I take a lot of pictures as well. So things like that, you strike me as somebody who, it reaches out and grabs you, and you go after it, man.
Yeah, being a visual artist, I've been in a lot of different areas in that space for a long time. I was a music journalist for 20 some odd years. You mentioned Leonard Skinner. Yes, last night I sent you that picture. I didn't know if you were going to put it up.
Well, I was looking. I was in the studio last night till midnight, trying to work on my craft as well, trying to make sure that everything is good this morning. But it was kind of cool. I was like, man, I should be with this guy.
Hey, anytime you want to head up this way, or you want to go to do something, I'll try to figure it out. But I was hanging out with some. Well, it was a big country show last night called Rock the Box. For the benefits. In this case, it was a giving back event that St. Michael Soldiers put on for first responders. The show was free, and
nice.
They had Low Cash as the headliner, and Johnny Van Zant, who lives here locally, who's a huge supporter of St. Michael Soldiers. He was there and he did a couple of songs with Low Cash, and it was a great time. Place was packed. It was wonderful. I'm blessed to live the kind of life I live, and I like to think that I do give back, and that's why this project really spoke to me, because it was an avenue that I was able to go ahead and put my all in and give back. But I like to, stay in the music space. I have a studio here in town, a video studio, much like you have there. But the doing the documentary in the series, that's going to be my focus for a while. It does help to have some connections and some old friends that I used to cover as a journalist. So it's nice and it's good work if you can get it.
It is good work if you can get it. I mean, as you well know, all of this behind the scenes, you doing the documentary and all that stuff, and that is a lot of work, man. I mean, just what we're dabbling in here with a full-blown production with the Sunday show. I mean, it's so much you got to learn, and it seems like when you learn that, something else comes along that's even better, and then you got to relearn that. It's crazy, but it goes back to the passion that you have for what you're doing, the things you want to be involved in, and giving back to a lot of people. I mean, I think it's amazing what you're doing.
Oh, I appreciate that. I really do. I wanted to say technology does not stop, no matter what. So you're right. There's always something new to learn, some new tools, some new, piece of software or something, and I don't know if you were going to play it, but we also wrote a song, a gentleman by the name of Chris Kellum, who plays in a band locally here called named Blister. Very talented man. He and I wrote a song that runs during the credits of the film at the end called "They Are the Heroes."
Yeah.
And that's just another way that I could continue to try to contribute. Another tool in the bag.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this: how long have you been dabbling in all this? As far as songwriting and all that.
I have been a musician probably since I'm 15 years old,
nice.
And I'm 50. So you and I actually, it's funny because you and I got acquainted about 5 years ago for a song that I wrote that Robin Tricker lent her voice to.
Yeah, Baby Come Home.
Baby Come Home. That's right. Which is actually on my CD as well.
It's very interesting about that one particular song because Robin is well known for her happy vibes and tropical vibes and things of that nature. I think she has a style all of her own. But at the time when that came out, I had a morning show that was simulcast out of Nashville, and then it went to Las Vegas, and it was a country morning show. And I was trying to tie some of the artists that we spotlight here on Tiki Man Radio into that genre of music. And I only sent like 3 artists, and that particular song was one of them. So it was played on the top 40 or whatever out in Vegas for his show. Because I felt like that took her out of her normality of because it's a very good country song, I feel like, and I felt like that was the perfect one to send them, and they loved it.
Well, that's great. I didn't know that.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, obviously we're big fans of Robin Tricker, and happy birthday to Robin Tricker this past week, by the way.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, she had a big birthday, and.
She's wonderful. I haven't spoken to her in a while, but she's wonderful.
Yeah.
Very talented. Very talented.
So back to this project, so the whole idea was to have a memorial in this town, right?
Yes.
And there was a Kickstarter program, which we were supposed to be part of 4 weeks ago. But it looks like the Kickstarter program worked really well, right?
It did. It met its goal. I'm continuing to fundraise. It's an expensive. Let me put it this way: making the film was the easy part.
Sure.
The business end of it and the money part of it is. I couldn't believe what it takes to actually succeed.
Yeah.
In fact, I just recently put a PayPal donate button on the Facebook page for They Are the Heroes. So, if you're, whoever's watching, if you're so inclined, if the trailer moves you and you'd want to see this film on Netflix or Hulu, we've also, I'll get back to that. But we put a donate button up there, and if it touches you and you want to help the progress of the film, then by all means, we love you. We are still in the film festival phase. What I've learned after making the film and getting into the business side is there's 3 different ways to get your film seen. One is, somebody.
Yeah.
The second way is, you get representation, and these people who will represent you, they want money up front, and it's an interesting situation.
Yeah.
And I understand when you have connections and you have those relationships in place, that's a business on its own. But the third way is to grunt it out, which is what I'm doing. You enter film festivals, which we have entered, I think, 73 of them. And there are still a lot of them that are pending. And but we have won 14 film festival awards.
Oh, wow. Very cool, man. Very nice. Yeah. Congratulations. You rock star, you.
I am very proud of the fact that people are receiving the film in a positive way.
Yeah.
And I'm continuing to, I just did a few interviews this past couple of weeks to add to it. For instance, the soldier story, which is, very sad. Bradley Crowes is a soldier, and he was killed in Afghanistan. And he was part of a team. He was an Army Ranger, which is elite. And he was part of a team that goes in and they basically recover other soldiers.
Oh, man.
And he was killed in that process. And I just did an interview with two of the soldiers that were on the helicopter with him when he was killed. So it's powerful stuff.
Yeah,
it really is. It's stuff that needs to be out there. It needs to be told. People need to hear the stories of these people's lives, and I'm honored to be able to, to play some small part in that.
Well, I know the Tiki Man Radio family will rally around you, and we've got a lot of messages coming in right now about this, and we'll make sure that we get the donate button or the link in the video. So we didn't get a chance to do any testing or anything. It works out perfectly. I love it when it works out. But what I do is after the show, I'll cut out the interview separately. And so this will be a different segment. And we'll put that on YouTube. And it will have the link for the donate button and the description and everything in there. And it'll help you
wonderful.
Out. Yeah.
Right now, if you go to the domain, theyartheheroes.org.
Okay.
Not .com, because I tried to do that and they want like $1,000.
Of course.
So I secured .net. I'm sorry, did I say .org? It's .net.
Yeah,
okay?
.net.
So They Are the Heroes. theyartheheroes.net, and that will lead you to the Facebook page. And you can watch the trailer there. You can watch the music video. Mm-hmm. I did a lyrical video for the song that Chris and I wrote. And there's a number of other things, but most importantly, the donate button is there.
Yeah, well, that's cool, man. I think it's really cool what you're involved in. I think it's fascinating, all the things you're involved in, and you still find the time to get into a very emotional project. I mean, this is very, for people that are doing multiple projects all the time, when you finally, there are things that come along and you say, I just can't get in. I've got so much going on because I'm trying to give 110% over here of myself to this project, and I got that project and all of that. So whatever that you devote your time to, you have to be real choosy. And then sometimes a project comes along and it chooses you. And it sounds to me like that's exactly what happened.
That is the absolute truth. It's people like Jim and Kathy Signorelli who run St. Michael Soldiers, and they've inspired me. You know, before you mentioned Help Somebody, and it's funny that you said that because that's another concert that they run that, locally here in Clay County, in Florida, that helps raise money so they can do what they do. It's called, Help Somebody If You Can. And that started out with, I think they're on the sixth year of that show. And Johnny and Donnie Van Zandt are the ones that usually, headline that show.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful thing. But those people are doing the real work on the day-to-day, that help the people who help us. So Help Somebody is a real good theme. And I would encourage everybody to also go out and visit their website, which is stmichaelsoldiers.org. That one is the .org.
There you go.
And they're, they're inspiring and wonderful people. And I'm, if I can do just, 10% of what they do, I would be very happy.
Well, listen, man, I'm so glad we finally got you on the show, and it's been about a month, 6 weeks or something for us to try to get you on the show and get all this worked out. And but I love what you're doing. We'll help you any way we can. I'm also going to put a link on our website that'll take them to that website, so people can go to tikimanradio.com and donate as well. So anything we can do. Anytime we can get the word out, you let me know, okay?
Sounds great. I appreciate the time. I appreciate the platform. You guys do a great job. Love the show. And thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
All right, buddy. Well, we're going to let you fly, man, but we are going to play Baby Come Home since you were part of that, So thanks, man. We'll talk to you down the road. Are you going to Key West this year by any chance?
I'm trying.
Yeah.
My wife and I would love to go down, and if we do, I'll hit you up.
Yeah, there you go. We'll be at the Tiki Man Radio Songwriters Showcase, Key West bound, there at Dirty Harry's. So come by and say hi if you're in town, okay?
Awesome.
All right, brother. We'll let you fly, and we appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for being here. See you, man.